What's up, guys? Okage Puya here. The UCL draw occurred today, and let's be real. People are afraid of change. I like this new format. I like the change. It's fresh. It's exciting. I liked how the draw went down. I like the whole you choose a team, you draw all their opponents at one time. I liked that. I thought this was refreshing. It was nice. The ceremony today wasn't as bad as other Champions League draw ceremonies as well. So I'm happy I'm happy with the new format. I understand it fully, and I'm ready to talk about it. Now, people are afraid of change. Like, this is just something in life that people just it's human nature. People get comfortable with a certain way of things, a certain style of doing things, a certain way of thinking, whatever. And people don't like it when things change because they're uncertain. Things become less predictable. And in the old UCL format with the 8 groups, you could pretty much predict most of the teams that would, you know, get to the round of 16. This time, it's very unpredictable with this new format who the last 16 teams will be after everything is said and done. It's very unpredictable in my opinion. Um and people are afraid of that. People are afraid that, their team that may usually compete for second place again to the knockout stages might not make it to the round of 16 anymore. They might need to get into that round of 32 playoff to get to the round of 16. People are scared, and I feel like sometimes when people say, I don't understand the new format, they aren't actually taking time to understand it. It's very simple. I'm going to break you guys without any graphics, without any figures. I'm going to break down how this league phase works. So every team, all 36 teams are going to play 8 games. They are no repeat games. So if you play a team once at their home, you will not play them away at their home. You play 8 different teams. Each team plays 8 different teams, and it's a Swiss league style format, league table. So after every team plays their 8 games, everyone's points tally is put into a single league table, and that is how I don't know why that came up, and that is StreamYard, get out of here. And that is how they determine the top 8 and 9 to 24, etc., etc. So, you know, the first and second place teams won't specifically don't have to play each other. It's a complete. I like it. I think it creates a good randomization process of who plays who. 2 teams from each pot. I think it's pretty fair. Now I see people's complaints about, oh, what if there isn't actually a software? You could easily, when they do these draws, they could easily have, picked them beforehand, and that's valid. And I would have liked to see the guys in this when they did the show. I would have liked to have them showcase that no, this thing chooses randomly every single time. It won't produce the same results. I would have liked them to showcase that it's a real software and it's not, corrupt from the beginning, but it is what it is. I think either way, seeing how the matchups played out and what teams got what, I think there is no case for any rigging. City has some tough games. Real Madrid has a lot of tough games. PSG has a lot of tough games. Every team has a bunch of tough games. So I don't see how the rigging process can occur here. Now these teams have to go out there and play 8 games and get as many points possible to get into the higher parts of the league table. Now, how does the league table work? How does the round of 16 work? The round of 16 works like this. So after the 8 games are played by everyone, the top 8 teams in the league table automatically qualify for the round of 16. Only the top 8. The other 8 teams for the round of 16 are determined via the almost round of 32 wild card draw, not involving those top 8 teams. So positions, any team the teams that finish 9th place to 24th place will battle for those final spots. Those final 8 spots in a 2-legged playoff. And if I remember correctly, it's fair. So 9th place would play 24th place, 10th place would play 23rd place. Very simple. You could get you get the trend from there, right? 9 plays 24, 10 plays 23, and so on and so on. Right? So that's how it works. That's how you get to the round of 16. And then once you get to the round of 16, we're back to business, normal draw. Let's get it going. Now, people's complaints. Now, I do think people are afraid of change, but I also do see people's complaints with the new format. It's a lot more games. It's a lot more games, and taking it, some people might think, let's play a hypothetical scenario. Say you're a team like Leipzig. Leipzig plays their 8 games. Say Leipzig finish 11th in the league table. Now Leipzig has to play. Say Leipzig wins their wild card game and get into the round of 16. Just from that league phase, which is supposed to be the new group phase, just from that league phase of 8 games, there's 3 games extra compared to there's 2 games extra, right? 2 games extra compared to the old format on the group stage, and then there's an extra 2 games at round of 32. So that's 4 extra games. Now, what you have to take into account also is FIFA is starting this new Club World Cup. So you're getting 4 extra games for a lot of teams in this new Champions League format. And a lot of these big teams, Bayern, Real Madrid, everyone, all these guys in Europe, Man City, are going to have the Club World Cup, which is a fully flushed out tournament. Tons of games there. So that is my main complaint with this whole new UCL format is the amount of games these players have to play. I think it's horrible. These players are playing soon. They will be playing, any player that starts consistently for a top side will probably be playing 75 to 80 games every season. That's wrong to me. That's really it's going to lead to a bunch more injuries, and clubs are going to be exhausted. Players are going to be exhausted. And that, but that's my only complaint. Outside of this, I like how fresh this idea is. I like it's different. It makes this league phase or group phase more exciting, in my opinion, more big matchups. I like it, man. I think people are afraid. And I think a lot of people are afraid just because they're idiots and they can't sit down and understand how this new format works, or their team is a team that could potentially not make the top 8 and get knocked out in the wild card and not make it the round of 16. I think this is where most of the complaints are coming. But if for the people that actually understand this format, besides the extended amount of games, it's fresh, it's exciting. I like it. Now, before we end this video, I wanted to kind of go through the teams, the big teams in the Champions League, and go through their fixture schedules. I kind of want to give who I think will end up finishing in the top 8, and then we'll see who will have to go through the playoff game, those 9 through 24th places, see who has to fight for that place in the round of 16. So let me just bring my screen up here, and here we go. Credit to the Champions League Twitter. Look at this. I like this. Look at this. Real Madrid has to play Dortmund home, Liverpool away, AC Milan home. They have to play a team like Atalanta, Stuttgart. Look at this variation of teams. Man City, Inter, PSG, Juventus. It's no longer City of the last couple of years where City just gets Copenhagen and Shakhtar and Club Brugge. Although they did get Club Brugge here, my bad, but they actually have to play some tough competition. Bayern, PSG, Barcelona, Benfica. PSG, look at PSG. PSG has to play Man City, Bayern, Atleti, Arsenal. Girona and Stuttgart down here. Tough teams, etc., etc. I think from these pot 1 teams, absolutely, PSG and Leipzig have the toughest schedule, 100%. And I think I'm pretty confident saying PSG have the toughest schedule. Dude, look at this. City, Bayern, Atleti, Arsenal. Now, something you have to keep in mind, for example, let's go to Real Madrid here. They don't play the games in this order. They're not going to go play Dortmund, then Liverpool, then AC Milan. Fixture schedules and dates and who they play on what dates still need to be decided. But yeah, they won't play Dortmund, Liverpool, AC Milan back to back to back. They won't. It's going to be switched around and everything, and say they'll play, like they say Real Madrid could play Dortmund in October, and they could play Liverpool in December. So this isn't the order that they're going to play the games. So when I'm looking at this, and actually before I give my top 8 prediction, let's go to the pot 2 teams, because here we go. You have Leverkusen. Leverkusen has to play Inter, Liverpool, Milan, Atleti, Leipzig, PSG, Leverkusen. Juventus, Arsenal have to play Paris, Inter, PSG. So look at AC Milan's schedule, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Leverkusen. So it's tough. And I guess I could see the complaints with this, because something I think we might lose with this format is a surprise team making it into a round of 16, or a surprise team making a deep run into the tournament. Like last year, in the Champions League last year, Copenhagen, in a group of Galatasaray, Bayern, and Manchester United, got to the round of 16. I think with so many fixtures, 8 fixtures, there's no home and away tie. I think you're going to lose the chance of, say, a Salzburg, Lille, PSV, Feyenoord, these kinds of teams making it to the round of 16. I do think we're going to get a decreased chance of that. Now, do I care about that? Honestly, I don't. Dude, honestly, I don't care because for me, the Champions League, I want the big boy matchups. I want the big boy teams. You know, the Cinderella stories are cool. Really, trust me. Disney, I love Disney. Disney Plus, I love the Disney stories, but I'm sorry. In a round of 16, in a quarterfinal, I want Bayern versus Real. I want Man City Barcelona. I want Dortmund versus PSG. I want Liverpool versus Real Madrid. These are the matchups I want. I want Arsenal Real Madrid. I want Atleti versus Liverpool. Atleti PSG. Atleti. I want these matchups. I want these matchups, and I think with this new format, yes, the extended games, and yes, the chance of underdog stories for me does not seem like it's going to be the same as the old format. We're getting big boy matchups. It's fresh. It's a fresh idea. It's new, and I'm not one of these people that is afraid of change. So actually, let me go back here. I'm not one of these people that is afraid of change. So to end my video off, if I'm to give my top 8, looking at fixture schedules right now, from from all the teams that I think will finish top 8 and automatically qualify for the round of 16 of this format, I'm going to go Man City, I'm going to go Bayern, Barcelona, Liverpool, Dortmund, Real Madrid, Leverkusen, and Inter Milan. I think these 8 teams will automatically qualify for the round of 16. So it's not that simple. So I don't have all the pot 1 teams just getting top 8. I don't have PSG because look, I do think PSG will get to the round of 16 through the playoffs, right? But look at this fixture schedule. That's a lot of opportunity to lose points for PSG there. So I think PSG will get like a 9th or 10th place. And Leipzig, I just think Leipzig isn't strong enough to put up a points tally that could rival Real Madrid, Man City, Bayern, Liverpool, etc., etc. So I think those are the reason why those 2 pot 1 teams, PSG and Leipzig, won't make it. And I have I have a Leverkusen in there, another pot 2, a Leverkusen, a pot 2 team to make it into the top 8 as well as. Is that 8 teams? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So those teams are the 8 teams I think will make it automatically to the round of 16. Man City, Bayern, Barcelona, Liverpool, Dortmund, Real Madrid, Leverkusen, Inter. And so, what that means is that teams like Arsenal, Atleti, Leipzig, Juventus, PSG, etc., are going to have to fight for those last round of 16 spots, which I think they should be comfortable doing. What I do like about this little playoff thing is that if there's anywhere we're going to get surprises in this Champions League, yes, there'll be times in this league phase where Real Madrid drops points away to a random country in in Transylvania. Yes, Bayern might go tie to Hotel Transylvania FC. I understand that. But the big chance for shocks, for surprises, would be in these playoff fixtures. Say a 10th place team loses to the 23rd place team. That's a big shock. That's a big surprise because it's the 23rd place team against a 10th place team. A 10th place team would probably be a team like Atleti, Juventus, Arsenal. That would be a shock. So there is still a chance for shocks and underdog stories with this format. I just think it was a little easier in the older format that we've been used to for so many years now. So there you go, man. Groups, league phase. I mean, not groups. You can't say groups anymore. League phase is drawn. I'm excited for these new changes. Yeah, I can't wait to see how the fixtures actually get lined up. So, as a Bayern fan, I want to know: are we playing Barcelona early, or are we playing them later in like November? Are we going to play PSG in our first game? So, they still need to announce that. I think that's coming on Saturday. So, yeah, let's see. That will influence people's predictions, who plays who and when, because certain teams have injuries now. Certain teams will have injuries come November, come early December. Things happen, shit happens, stuff changes. But for now, those are my predictions. Those are my thoughts on the draw. If you guys like the video, like it, subscribe to my channel, and yeah, man, let's get ready for a full season of football content coming our way. This has been Okage Puya. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.